Thank you for the invitation. I hope to be able to answer that question as well. When we look at the latest trends in AI in education, I see two standing out. One is creating agents, assistants, because a lot of teachers are in the stage where chatbot is not enough for them. And the second trend is that the basic applications are also not enough. And we see that all these applications, whether it's Word or Excel, etc., are being entered into by AI tools. Let's look at it a bit more in detail, and let's look at Teams, which is a tool that most educators know very well. The version for schools enables all teachers to create various tasks, and when they are creating the task, already they're using several AI tools that make their work easier. It can be something as simple as creating a description of the task, be it a report, an essay, a report on an excursion. Before, the teacher had to write out all the instructions from A to Z. Here, the teacher can either dictate. I'm working on a Windows 11 computer, and Windows 11 already offers a lot of AI functions, one of which is dictation. So in any application, any program, whatever I'm working with on the computer, I can press Windows key and H, and I can dictate. I can see the cursor is blinking. I press Windows plus H, and I dictate, create a detailed report for a history lesson focusing on Egypt and the importance of pyramids. And you can already see that the teacher doesn't have to type everything, especially if they're not a proficient at using the keyboard. And here, once I've entered a sentence, I can see various buttons, one of which is Add Details, which changes the original instruction, giving it more details. So we already see an element of generative AI which changed a simple instruction into a structured task. I can choose what grade this is aimed at, what language the report should be made in. Many of you will say, oh my God, this is too long. The children will never read the whole thing. I can already prompt it by saying how long it should be. But if you keep the version that you have had generated, you can push a button which will shorten the thing for the teacher.
And the best at the end, there is a button called Add an Effect, Sparkling Effect, which will put emoticons and smileys to all types of messages. So at the end, you see I didn't write a single letter on the keyboard, and I have a whole task which has been created for me, written for me. I even added emoticons, etc. So what we do here is that we save time to the teacher, because the artificial intelligence can make him the basics. Then we have educational accelerators as a specific task. A lot of things that I'm going to show here. So if this conference was taking place about 6 months ago, these functions were not available at the toolbox. What was added to Teams at the beginning of this year is improvement in math. For example, the teacher can choose that he wants to do equations with children and linear equations, and the AI generates samples for him. This is not only the math teachers, but this is also for teachers of foreign languages. The Microsoft Office 365 teachers, there is a tool called Reading Tool, and this is for practicing reading, and every pupil can have a story with the help of AI. For example, a story that there is a cat is on the beach, and then can choose a level of reading. And then at the end, the AI asks the student how does he want the story to continue. And the student or the pupil can say, well, I want the cat to stay on the island or leave the island, etc. So maybe you have seen that the avatars are not available at the beginning because you can open them only after a certain time, after you, for example, read for 20 minutes every day. Well, when I mention this application, I also have to mention Minecraft for schools. The educational version of Minecraft is the most popular in the whole world, and we are going to discuss the topic of artificial intelligence in Minecraft. Today we have hundreds, maybe thousands of pre-prepared worlds in Minecraft. So maybe when some teachers are scared to work with kids on Minecraft because the kids know Minecraft better than the teachers, then I would like to give them a message that they shouldn't be, because the kids will always know Minecraft better. But he can use tens of worlds which are focused on AI, and it can help the teachers to bring Minecraft to the children. We have, for example, a world called Fantastic Fairgrounds, where the kids should repair an amusement park, and while doing so they are learning about data models, about ethical AI, because they should make a model on the basis of some pictures, and they learn that if they want to use pictures or photographs, they first have to take them, and before they take them they need an approval of the person photographed, etc. Then we have a new edition from March this year. As I have mentioned, we have thousands of worlds, math, physics, etc. But for example, if you find a world which is not ready in Minecraft as activity, then you look at the Copilot and you ask the Copilot to make an activity. For example, how does a power plant work? And you get activities. Use ping pong balls to make a model of power station, etc. And since it is this difficult, Minecraft prepared something called Forest Agent, and for example, we have a task to create a model of the power station in the hour of physics. What I get as a response are several tasks that I can use during physics lessons to have an idea of what I can do with the children during these lessons. And it's not with the help of ping pong balls, but with the help of artifacts and other tools that Minecraft provides. So on the background we have an agent who can prepare all this for me. When I mentioned the agents, I don't have to mention what ChatGPT can do, but today, for example, let's say users of mid-level proficiency are not happy with the answers because they are not specific. If you have a chatbot, you ask him a general question, he answers in a general manner. But sometimes you need a specific question and a specific answer. For example, if you are a teacher of physics at the grammar school, then you need specific answers. And often you want to train the chatbot in certain data. For example, you have a textbook, you have certain materials to use. Now to stay at the education topic, maybe you know what's happening in the primary schooling and secondary schooling. So if you, for example, looked at the new materials from the Ministry of Education, you know that there is a abbreviation KKK. And so I can ask the chatbot what KKK means. And as an answer, I get something which I will not mention here, but this is something which you do not find in the national curriculum frameworks. So the chatbot answers in a way that on the basis of what he knows. So that's why I have created an expert who is based, or who was trained, we can say, on the national curriculum frameworks, and can ask. So then you can ask a specific question. If you ask this specific agent the specific question without any other context, so the answer will take longer because he's going through hundreds of pages that he has at its disposal. And then the answer of the KKK is that KKK is a key communication competence. So the agent can be trained in specific topics, such as, for example, specific words that are specific only for the Czech language. So if you train the chatbot, if you train the agent in specific data use, specific in a specific area, then you will have a specific answer. So sometimes you just want an assistance, not a specific role assistant. So as an example, I have asked the Copilot to prepare a text about Czech teaching, and I wanted to publish it on Facebook. And of course you publish a different type of text on Facebook, different on LinkedIn, different on X or whatever, and I have prepared an emoticon assistant, and this is an assistant who has specific parameters. And if I ask him to generate a text about Czech education system, what he does, he prepares a text for Facebook. Then there are many emoticons. Then for LinkedIn, there are no emoticons, but there are some hashtags, but then a short a text for Twitter or X network, which is a summary of the previous text. So if you have the agent, it makes your life easier. If you want to create your own one, you have two options. First, you describe in your own words how the agent should work, how he should answer. If the agent needs, we will ask something. But if you are, for example, more advanced user, you can also say how he should behave, on what additional materials he should be trained, etc. The last topic I would like to show here is integration into our common tools. When I'm talking about common tools, I mean, for example, Word. If you have Microsoft Office 365 Copilot, so the parts of the generative AI are part of the application. So it's not that I would be working in chatbot and then copy it into Word. I am able to do everything in Word. I can, for example, say, can you prepare a detailed invitation to a conference of teachers of secondary and primary schools. The conference will take place in 2025 in November, and there will be also experts from the Ministry of Education participating. So I ask this question and everything will be generated for me in the Word directly. So I save lots of time that nobody will have to write this in hand. Again, when I focus on education, I can ask, can you prepare a worksheet for a geography lesson for 7th graders in the Czech Republic, and at the end add an item for name, year and class of the student. So again, I have an example of a worksheet which I can adjust according to my needs. I can say, for example, make it more formal, add another activity, etc. So this is an example of Word. Now I will show you how it works in a PowerPoint. There you have a tool for making a first draft of a presentation. So for example, I can say make a presentation about agriculture machines. And I can say agriculture machines used in economy, and the presentation should be for secondary schools. So first you see that the presentation is not being generated first, only first draft topics are generated, and if I am happy and I don't want to add anything else, of course I can, but I don't have to, it depends on me, I can work with it further. It can also be immediately put into a certain draft.
It will work on it for about a minute or a minute and a half. I will show you one more aspect and then we're going to come back to it. If you have this Microsoft 365 Copilot, you will have a lot of additions or add-ons. You have forms. I mean, ChatGPT will give you some sort of draft of a test or something, but if I then have to transfer it into my format and copy everything, then the time saving isn't really that significant. But if I go into Copilot and click on New Quiz, I immediately see that Copilot opened up, and I say, can you generate a test for economics lesson for students of economics high school, 4 questions multiple choice, 2 questions open. And because I spoke the prompt through Windows +H or through its inbuilt function, it immediately generates in forms the test that I prompted it to do. And I can do it directly in the forms. And then I will go back to see the last couple of seconds where the PPT is being created. Copilot enables me to further tweak this. I can tell him, okay, slide number 4 contains too much text, make it briefer. I can say, add a picture of machinery used in wine growing. So I can really tell it exactly what I want to do. The Copilot processes it, gets an appropriate picture, and I can see that it already added the picture that I requested. And Copilot gets new functions every single month. And a new feature is that Copilot can translate the entire presentation. So if I tell the Copilot to translate the entire presentation into Ukrainian, I just confirm that, yes, this is the language I want to translate it into. And it takes just a few seconds. It doesn't generate the entire presentation again. So it just changes the text into Ukrainian. You could see in just a few demonstrations how the technology today can help the teacher. The teacher doesn't have to click 20 times in PowerPoint to add a new picture. They don't have to go through the forms clicking, adding new questions. It really saves a lot of time. This was just a few examples from me. I hope this piqued your interest, and thank you very much for listening. Thank you for the lecture. It was very interesting. I would immediately like to ask you a question about generating the tests. If I have a question that is not exactly standard, maybe not exactly text-based, it can include a map, a blind map, it could require some clicking. Maybe this is something that is already available, maybe I'm asking for the future. But let's say I ask the AI, create a blind map that is interactive. Is this something that is already possible, that the Copilot programs it as a sort of a dashboard and then you can use it? You can program a lot of things within Copilot. It can even create it as a program code. You can even prompt it and tell it use Python, and it does. This is used very much when you're creating a word cloud, because if you just ask Copilot, create me a word cloud on this or that topic, it just gives you a list. But if you prompt it, create me a word cloud using Python, it creates a proper word cloud. Within the past 2 years, I've seen a lot of aha moments. So a lot of things I can no longer say it doesn't know how to do it, just it doesn't know how to do it yet. You have shown us the benefit for the teachers that these tools present for them as something that helps us prepare faster for the lessons, quickly prepare examples to better illustrate the topic to the students. Where do you think these tools, in which direction these tools will go? What is Microsoft working on? Are you maybe developing maybe also some sort of checking, something that would enable the teacher to check whether the students themselves have prepared the homework or have they been helped by AI? Thank you for these questions. I can already see this in some schools where we are going to the other extreme of overuse of AI. A teacher creates a test using AI. The student then uses AI to answer the test, and the teacher then uses AI to evaluate the test. So it's basically AI talking to AI. This is also this is something that we want to avoid. This is why it's also called Microsoft Copilot, something to aid you. Something that we will soon see launched in Teams, live translation of a Teams meeting. When I am talking to my Japanese colleague on Teams, he doesn't speak English, I don't speak Japanese. I talk to him in English, he hears it in real time in Japanese, in my voice, and vice versa. Currently, we can already use some sort of transcription and translation at the same time. This is mostly written word, but this is the next step in real-time voice translation using the real voice of the speaker. Some schools that are using Microsoft Copilot 356, they can maybe create videos. You can use it to create a short 2-minute video on some historical figure. You don't just get the result in terms of the video, but also the project that it's like everything that it's based on. There is a tool called Clipchamp that the teachers have had available for about a year already that enables them to tweak the project of the video as such. One thing that I would like to ask that is relevant to what you've spoken about, that this is a tool that we can use to create videos, further discuss a topic, etc. How moderated is the subject, or how in-depth is the is this moderated? Is this just something to aid, or is there maybe some sort of feedback for the students? I will not let you go this far. Some sort of overview over the age of the student, moderating the topic, moderating the content per this, etc. You have seen the feedback where the AI was evaluating, okay, you did very well in this subject or in that subject. The teacher can do this also. They see what topics or what words are problematic for the students, and he can then focus on this. Also, the teacher can see that from September, the text comprehension grew, but not the speed of reading, etc. They can compare this one student versus the class, look at the results of the entire class. And of course, it's also a reflection for him, because if he sees that the results of the entire class goes down, then of course he maybe sees that he himself should modify something. When mobile phones came, it brought a lot of benefits, but also some drawbacks. It distracts you from the real world. It eats up a lot of attention. Have you seen some sort of initiative to show good uses, or how not to use it, what to avoid this AI talking to AI that you mentioned? To really aid it in, to really use it to aid the students. There are various activities within the Czech Republic that are even trying to fully ban phones for students, etc. These tools should always be used as a supplement in teaching. We even have a project for cybersecurity where we let the kids see what happens. For instance, they see that when they have spent 20 minutes on Minecraft on the mobile, they already start doing things that are out of character, that are not exactly optimum, and steer them towards real world to keep some sort of a schedule. I have one more question. You see the actual practice. You help the teachers utilize these tools. What is a frequent obstacle that they have to overcome, especially in the beginnings? What would you recommend to them to utilize these tools smoother, in a smoother way? The teachers sometimes worry that the student knows these tools better than they do, like in the example of Minecraft, but it's not a competition. One thing is, do they know the technology and can they use it? These are two different topics. So the first advice would be, don't be afraid to use it. The second thing is, in the beginnings, they maybe don't know how to ask. If the teachers would see what prompts I was using 2 years ago, I would be read with shame. This is a learning process. I can ask the Copilot, for instance, what information do you need from me to generate a good quality test for 7th graders? If I don't know how to ask, I can ask how to ask, and I will get the answer, and then I can use it. So my main advice would be, don't be afraid of these technologies, use them. Thank you very much for these many examples. We wish you every success in implementing these tools